Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Wednesday, March 3rd market update. On the economic front, the monthly ADP employment report showed 20,000 jobs lost in the private sector. The EIA petroleum status report showed another build in crude inventories by 4.1 million barrels. But the reason I guess oil continues to go higher is the build is being matched by the rising refinery demand. Refinery utilization has risen to 81.9%. So I guess that's why oil can continue to go higher even though we continue to have these build in oil. On deck for tomorrow, we'll have the weekly jobless claims. Forecast is for 475,000. Productivity and cost forecast is 6.3%. U.S. pending home sales and EIA nat gas report. Dollar was down. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up. So the light sweet crude futures were up $1.19 to settle at $80.87 a barrel. Take a quick look at the dollar. So we're still stuck in here, back and forth. We could have some support here. There is the 30 moving average, but it's hard for me to tell exactly right now. I don't know if we're going to go lower or higher on the dollar. Most people are pretty bullish on the dollar, so by this MACD, it's really hard to tell right now which way we're headed. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. Let's go look at the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point Figure chart. We did break out higher past this downtrend line, this bearish trend line. We did print the 81. We printed 81.23 today, so we're right here. So I think crude might have a little more room to go up to the 82, 83 area. We'll see. Crude continues to be act pretty strong. Let's go to the Dow. So the Dow closed up 9 points to 10,396. S&P was flat at 1,118. Nasdaq closed flat at 2280, and Russell closed up 1 point to 649. So basically, the indices were all flat today. There wasn't really, higher percent gain or lower, whatever. They're just basically flat. So if you look here, we've had these two kind of shooting stars in a row. We're just sitting here. And I don't know if we're sitting here to go higher or lower. I think we're probably going to pull back. I guess we'll pull and see if we pull back to the back of this channel that we were in, which put us back about 10,300, or if it's more than that. But with the dollar down, unless it gets a bounce, the euro's been actually acting pretty well, and that's also helping us go higher as this FXE is coming back up. So something else to watch. If you look at the SPX, right in the middle of this large candle, which typically is a point of support or resistance on this. So we've got up to that 1,125 area and pushed off again. These gold lines are on the 60-minute chart. So if we go over and look at the 60-minute chart, which I talked about yesterday. So here we got up here, we broke out, we've come down and we've set on, okay, we've tested the back and we're sitting there. And we come down a little higher, tested the back, we're sitting there. So at this point, it's hard to say if we're going to turn and go higher or we're going to come down. We've ran quite a ways, and nothing makes me think we're just going to have a massive sell-off from here, but I guess it didn't happen. So we'll continue to watch this, see where we go from here. But so far, the market's holding up really well. I do want to show the Russell. The Russell, is back to this on this weekly. We covered this quite a while back when we first touched this. I guess it was a whole 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. When we first touched the 650, so we've come down here and now we've touched here again. So we've had this, throughout the 650 to 660 area, we've got some pretty strong resistance. We've got the downtrend line. We've got this where it broke down from the Russell. So I think we're going to struggle getting through that again this time possibly. So it's going to take some pretty good volume. Maybe employment situation or something come out. If something happens where it's really good, it'll blow us through here. But I don't it's going to take something like that to probably push the Russell much higher. So that's why I think we're in for a little dip. Let's look at gold, GLD sitting right here. It's looking fine. Whoops. So here, silver's still looking all right. It had kind of a little shooting star today. Seems like it wants to back off a little bit. VIX, we've been talking about the VIX as it nears this my MACD minus 2.5. Typically this is where we get the big bounce on the VIX, and we're pretty close to that now. We're at minus 2.03. So, and the VIX is, kind of slowed down here. So we might be getting our bounce tomorrow or the next day on the VIX. Probably, possibly tomorrow. Let's look at the gold. We looked at gold here. So, I said to start watch this 1,150-ish area on gold, and we haven't quite got there today. But that'll probably be some resistance. Copper, we're almost back to the January highs of $3.52 on copper. So watch copper. I think it's going to have resistance again. It's right, today's high was at $3.47. So we're almost at a resistance level again on copper. So watch your FCX if you're in that, or if you're in Southern Copper, SCCO, something like that. So keep an eye on those. Right, let's go to the sectors. 8 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. Oil service index had the largest percent gain, up 1.34%. Semis were the weakest, down 0.86. Quick look at the sectors. There's your semis, oil services. Kind of a mixed bag today. Let's go over to chart watch. So, a couple of new ones. Royal Bank. I like this breakout here. Keep an eye on this Royal Bank RY. It's right there around 55. Should hold the support possibly. I like this little Cooper tire. Broke up out on earnings. Now it's kind of just hanging around here. So keep your eye on Cooper tire. NFX. Lots of volume coming in, so watch it for some higher prices, especially if oil goes higher. Dish had the breakout here, big day after earnings, so watch Dish. DeVry, we've been watching this. It broke out today. Get the chart to pull up. So it broke out higher today with volumes, so it's looking pretty good. CTCM. This one actually had some volume coming in, so see if it holds around this 16 area or not. You might just kind of let it play out, see where it goes. This SQM, this kind of a triangle, it's still sitting there, isn't really going anywhere. Pot's still looking good. It's just kind of resting. LCRD looks like it's about ready to break out. Real low volume today on that red candle, so they didn't really want to sell it. Silicon Laboratories tried to break out higher today, and then the market got weaker, so keep your eye on that one. Stephen Madden, been watching this one. It's still looking good. Don't see anything wrong with it. Stanley Works still looking fine, just sitting there. Consolidate for a couple of days. AEO consolidate for a couple of days. Nike, same way, little tight candles, not really wanting to sell Nike off. Be great if you can get it around that 66 level. If we have a little pullback, maybe you will. NetLogic, I like it. See if maybe about 55. It should hold at 55 area. VPrint still looking pretty good. If it does break through here, watch the next level be 57.50 for a possible buy if it can hold that area. BAV still looking good, especially around the 26 to 26.50 or so area. Wind still hanging out, not going anywhere. Everything's just kind of waiting for the next news to come out, I guess. Amazon still looks fine, sitting there waiting. ACTG wants to go higher, sitting there waiting. ISIL. This is where it broke out. It's come down here and it's testing this to see if it can hold. So I like it, down in this area, and stop at maybe 1475 or something around down there, 1460. And then with some we've been watching for a little bit longer term, Quicksilver seems like it keeps wanting to go higher. It's had some good volume. Let's go over to the McClellan oscillator because I forgot about it. So we did pull back just a little bit today on the oscillator, back to 54. So, it worked off a little bit of our overbought, not much, but a little bit. Let's go to the current market signals. We follow the point figure charts of the Dow, NASDAQ, S&P. Well, the market was flat today, so there's really no changes here. So they're all look good, all three on buys, and like I said, no changes. So we'll see. Like I said, all the indices are still above their 50-day moving average, which is bullish. We'll see if they can hold that, and see if we get a little pullback to maybe to buy some, get some good entries on some more stocks. All right. That's it for today. Thanks for watching.